President Biden will deliver his State of the Union address tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. The speech is expected to cover topics including crime, immigration, and the economy.
Let's go ahead and bring in CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane. As you see there, live for us on Capitol Hill. Scott, I'm sure that in order for you to get to where you are now, you had to experience some additional security measures that are being implemented ahead of tonight's address. Walk us through what you're seeing and experiencing there.
Sure. Errol, Lana, it's good to see you both. There is an 8-foot hulking black iron metal fence that surrounds all 175,000 square feet of the U.S. Capitol grounds. It'll remain here through tomorrow at least. It went up over the weekend. It's the third year in a row President Biden has addressed Congress in a Capitol campus surrounded by black fencing. It was deemed necessary, according to police, out of an abundance of caution because this is a national security special event, a formal designation from Homeland Security officials. It's not necessarily a popular item. I mean, it doesn't look good at all. And unequivocally, some members of Congress say this makes the Capitol campus look like an encampment, not the citadel of democracy. But it's here for at least another 24 hours. Roads are closed in the area. This is the new post-January 6th protocol for a presidential address here at the Capitol.
Yeah, I know a lot of residents of Capitol Hill weren't happy with that either. But let's talk about who's going to be in attendance, Scott. Republican leaders reportedly urging party members to bring guests who, quote, show overreach by the Biden administration. What can you tell us about this?
Well, we had some congressional staffers who shared with us some of the internal messages being exchanged by both parties ahead of the State of the Union, and both parties instructed their rank-and-file members to choose guests, the formal guests to which they're allotted, that send a message about either supporting the Biden administration or criticizing the Biden administration. For Republicans, the talking points encouraged members to bring either a local law enforcement official, a border agent, somebody upset about, in the Republicans' words, woke Board of Education policies, or somebody who may have been impacted by fentanyl overdoses. The Democratic team sharing messages to bring guests that might amplify some of the messages the president's likely to amplify tonight about abortion rights, gun control, about the economy, about the infrastructure bill, and potentially also about fentanyl overdoses. We'll see a smattering of guests of great fame, like Bono, like Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, recovering from that politically violent attack late last year. But all of this is to send a message to either amplify what the president says tonight or to rebut and criticize what the president says tonight.
Scott, there's only one congressman who is being criticized for so many mistruths, so many straight-up lies that have been uncovered in the past month. You were able to catch up with New York Congressman George Santos recently. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, Errol, it's been more than a month. He's been a sworn member of Congress, and it appears the controversy and the noise that surrounds him is only growing louder. There is a crescendo of controversy around George Santos, including today a visit from a group of his constituents from New York who are delivering petitions seeking Santos's removal, expulsion, or resignation from the U.S. House. I asked him if that's a distraction amid all the other distractions impacting his time in office. Take a listen. At what point does this become a distraction for your service, for the congressional district?
So you're saying that the freedom of speech of my constituents is a distraction to my work?
You can't. Is that what you're asking? You're not sitting on a committee right now. You've got constituents coming.
You asked me a question if the constituents are a distraction, and I'm asking you, do you think people are a distraction to the work I'm doing here?
If your constituents are delivering a petition asking you to be gone,
that's fine.
That a distraction for your work?
That's their freedom of speech right, and I'll entertain a conversation with them every single day. I represent them all equally.
So he says he will take a meeting with any of his constituents who want to talk to him, but also there are reports he's now under a formal House ethics investigation, which he told me will not be a distraction. But the word distraction continues to orbit around George Santos of Long Island.
A great effort to get a straight answer from the congressman, Scott, as he tries to turn the tables on you. As I tell folks, it's all about the follow-up question and the push. We'll be staying tuned to you as part of our special coverage tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Scott.
And of course, do stay with CBS News for the State of the Union address and the Republican response as delivered by Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Coverage begins at 5 Eastern with a special edition of Red and Blue. You can stream us on the CBS News app, Paramount Plus, and CBSNews.com.